we just had to link up our schedules. So we're gonna bring this to you right now, joined by my guy Boz, and we're gonna see what you guys brought to the table. We're gonna see who plays week 1, and then eventually we'll see who's gonna claim the crown. How's it going, Boz?
Everything's going really nice. I'm glad we're finally able to do this. So
Yeah, man. Yeah.
let's get it going.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna start right at the top. We got Nurgle's Rots Humans, 1720,
She took
and man,
including my family's sacred gut plate. The cow.
They are
that's-
definitely an
yeah.
anti-elf, anti-skaven team. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the beauty of a team. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mighty blow. We got 3 tackle. We got 4
Four tackle.
dodge. Yeah, 4 tackle, 4 dodge. We got a super thrower. We got a really nice catcher. I mean, any catcher past level 1 is good. He's got 3 of them. Wrestle guard.
Yeah, and his
it's a
super
strong team.
catcher's got some sort of injury.
Yeah, maybe
It's a niggling injury, so
Niggling
that's going to
injury,
be something
yeah.
to keep an eye out on.
Yep. He's gonna trust in blobs though. He's gonna be scoring. Probably only gonna field him on offense. And then I know he's gonna try to build another one to replace him eventually. But that movement 9 is a game changer. And with these blitzers clearing the way for him, I think his better days are still ahead of him with this catcher, despite the injury. He got the block.
Yeah,
because
he's got the one-turn ability because he's
Yeah.
got sidestep. The ogre, having guard is going to be nice, allowing him to put him in wherever he wants, helping out with those blitzers. But yeah, he's got that one-turn ability. So it's going to be interesting to seeing a human team look a lot like Skaven or Elves
Right.
doing
right.
that one turn. It's
Plus he's got sidestep, which is super important. I wouldn't mind if this were my team, the next blitzer to level, I'd usually instantly go piling on, but I'd be tempted to go frenzy just to further bolster that one turn.
Well, and he's got 3 of his blitzers within a touchdown of leveling up. It's 48 of 51, 29 of 31, 28 of 31. So his teams could easily see a bump of 60 team value after his first game.
Right. So he's going to have options. I really like the ogre's not that far away either. He's got guard and stand firm. This is a beautiful team.
Well, and that ogre, he's at that perfect level. He's got. I think if he were to level up one more time, I would, for me, I would recycle him because his team value, his value is a little too high, and you also, if you get doubles, you get block, and that makes him a super ogre, makes him super reliable. So that's something that I always look at. Try to manage team value.
Yeah, the only way I'd keep him is if he got block or strength. Anything outside of that, I'm sacking him. The team doesn't even need him. He could easily dump that one. It would be 190. He get dumped at 190, get 2 linemen, and still have a formidable team. I actually did that. The last team I ever qualified with was Humans for Champ Ladder, and my ogre died in the first game, and I never replaced him. I just played my humans like Skaven, and it worked out extremely well. So I'd be looking out for that.
Yeah, well, and the weakness on this team is going to be guard. That's going to be the weakness on this team, and they've got 4 guard.
That's
lineman at the bottom, he's injured, so he's going to be missing week 1. But if you got more guard, then this team you can play against this team. Guard him.
Yeah,
that's
but
the only weakness I really see.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say that he's got more than you. And with all these blitzers, you got 3 blitzers about to level up. You could easily go guard on all of them.
Then it's it's game over. This team is looking great.
Yeah, that's enough gushing over his team, that filthy team. All right, we got Vorak, Had a heartbreaker in the playoffs last season. He wants to run back. He's back for another one. Super Skink is back. Blotch diving tackle skink is back. He's got another diving tackle skink. His block Croxagore is coming back. His team is healthy, and it hasn't been for a while. So I know he's excited to start the season. He's got some really nice Saurus.
Yeah, I would like to see, if he's got 120, I'd like to see him get another skink just to have that 12th player, because, he's lacking on the players.
Yeah, he is.
That would be really the only thing I would do to this team.
But then I don't know. If I were, I'd play this close to the vest and not spend the money, just because you want inducements going in.
Well, and you could also get rid of that level 2 skink with diving tackle. Yeah. He's already got a diving tackle. I mean, diving tackle's nice, but you could easily get rid of that and then get 2 skinks. That would kill his treasury, but
right. Yeah, if he's gonna do, I'd wait to see who he plays. If I were him, I'd sack the diving tackle. I'd honestly just keep that loner skink for a while. I'd hold on to my money because this is gonna be their third and final season. Teams really start to fall. I want to make sure if I lost the Saurus, I could replace it instantly. So I wouldn't spend any money. I would sack the diving tackle skin because it is redundant. And then I'd play that game with the loner just to guarantee if I had to rebuy a Saurus, I could immediately. But he's got the perfect Crocs already. That's about to level again. Anything that he gets is not going to be a waste because he already has block. He's got the Strength 5 block Saurus. He's got Mighty Blow. I'd play this close to the vest and play the inducement game. Hope to get a wizard every single game and let my Super Skink just terrorize everybody and let my Saurus and my Croxagore control the pitch.
Well, yeah, and his Croxagore too, he's got a lot of options that he could do. Since he's got block, he's naturally going to be a blitzing Croxagore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he's got multiple options. He could get guard, he could get break tackle. I think break tackle would be really nice on that player.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No,
like 2+ dodge into, a 3-die block.
Yeah, break tackle's going to be nasty because there are people that will just base the Crocs and he'll say, no, you're not going to do that. And then all of a sudden you got prehensile tail on the ball for, in the form of Strength 5. And then you still have 6 other Saurus. So that the team looks bare, but it isn't. It definitely has teeth. It's just going to be a matter of taking his time, like we said in the playoff game. Take your time, Vorak. You have the team to win. Just
his key thing here is just he doesn't have the removal capability that other teams have. He's only got 2 Mighty Blow, so he's really got to play the control game and really position his player well. He's got guard, 1 guard piece, so he's got to make sure he positions him nicely. He's got a strength Saurus that helps him out. Strength. So he's just
definitely has it.
Be patient.
Yeah, he's got it, and he's got the scoring, and he's got a block. So you're gonna get removals, despite the lack of Mighty Blow. It's like we said, it's just gonna be a patience thing. Moving on to the Dark Elves, Black Eyes. Now I didn't get to watch the game. You said you watched it, so you tell me what happened.
So he played the Undead with G.R. Martin.
Yeah.
And G.R. Martin, he got the ball and he went full punch mode. Full damage. Like he sacrificed the score in the first half.
Really?
I don't know if I haven't talked to him, but I don't know if he did that on purpose or if he didn't see what turn it was. But he was out of scoring range on turn 8, and he was fouling. He was hitting like his whites
So he
piling
was
on
all
bites.
in,
They
man.
were just,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he was doing all sorts of damage, and the game actually could have went to overtime.
Uh-huh.
Black Eyes, he got the ball, and Martin got the blitz on the kickoff, and he committed to one side,
Yeah.
and the elves went to the other side, and
Oh.
there's no speed on one side. All the
Oh.
speed, you had two ghouls, and both whites were on the right side, and all he had were zombies and he had a mummy on the left.
Yeah.
And all he got the ball, and he had it in the guy's hands, and he tried to dodge, and he rolled snakes on a dodge, and that was the turning point of the game, was turn 9. But if he wouldn't have rolled that one, he could have easily scored. I think he could have scored, and that game would have went completely the other direction. But yeah, this
So
Black Guy's got unlucky.
Yeah. So you're saying he was a failed dodge away from being in the finals?
I think the game would have went to overtime, and with the way G.R. Martin was removing players, and the way how aggressive he was, I think he was just going to slowly remove the elves, and there weren't going to be any elves left.
Okay.
I think in the second half there was like 4 or 5 elves left on the pitch.
Yeah.
So I think eventually he would have won. I think it would have went to overtime.
All right. Well, that's the overtime is, it's not bad. You always want a chance. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Especially with him starting with 3 rerolls. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Okay, so then how do we like his chances moving forward then?
Week 1's going to be tough. His super blitzer is injured.
Yeah.
He got taken out. I think it was by a foul too.
Yeah.
Because Martin had a bribe and a wizard going into that game.
Yeah. Okay, so he did go wizard bribe. Yeah.
Yep. He went full fouling mode. But this team's looking nice. He's got 3 blodge.
Yeah.
And he's got 3 other
got
dodge pieces. He's got a nice. Yeah, that's a nice witch elf there.
Yeah, I really like the witch elf. The next skill, when you watch his Black Eyes, the next skill to get on her should be leap. And then the ball will hardly ever be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with this team is it looks like he had some trouble keeping linemen healthy. So he's got 1, 2, 3 rookie linemen with no skills, and I think he's going to find it difficult to play, against other teams that have players that are leveled up pretty nicely.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to struggle with his linemen. He's going to be leaning on his blitzers a lot.
Yeah, and that is the thing that he gets into, just like with his Skaven. He leans on the Storm Vermin, he leans on the blitzers, and then they do get in harm's way, and they unfortunately get removed. So there's going to have to be a little more restraint this season. But you can win with this team. Again, it may look bare, but it's really not. He's got the pieces to win. It's just knowing when to pull the trigger and utilizing his inducements. He's going to have wizards in a lot of his matchups, which is what you want. And then, like I said, it's all about knowing when to pull it. If you pull the trigger too early, it's going to crumble. It's just the nature of Dark Elves. So,
well, and I think once that blitzer comes back, I think this team looks a little better.
Oh yeah,
because he's got mighty blow and tackle. So he's got 2 tackle pieces once that guy comes back. So it's just a matter of being patient and trying to keep his team healthy and taking what's given to him. And,
exactly. It's going to have to be a lot of restraint, and you can't live and die by every block. And I've talked to him about this in private. I'm saying it now on stream. Don't live and die by every block. Don't focus on what the opponent is doing. Focus on what you can control. And I think you'll have a lot of fun this season. I'm jealous of the team. I really like Dark Elves. I miss them. I may have to run them at some point soon, because I have, whether it be tabletop or in the league. I definitely want to play them again.
Yeah, they're a fun team.
Yeah. Alright, so, the terror, the scourge of collateral damage. Juan goes by the name of Skeletor now. he's got this Chaos team, and it was built with one thing in mind, and that was to kill and frustrate his opponents. And he literally made my guy quit last season, which allowed the spot for you. Yeah, that opened up the spot for you to join, so it worked out. But
well, thank you, Skeletor.
Yeah. So we got the great Vaz in, but yeah. So Juan's returning with his Chaos. He's got 5 Mighty Blow. He's got some foul appearance to, like I said, to frustrate people. And I want to say this about Juan. I wish more of my guys were like Juan. Juan can lose 7-0 and still congratulate his opponent and not take away from their victory and not be salty. So over the years, I've incorporated that into my mentality, even entering a match. And you know, I use it when I play tabletop. And it's helped me a lot, especially at the major in Chicago. So I want to thank Juan for always being there whenever I need him. He always fills a spot. He wants to do every competition, and he has fun. So.
Oh, absolutely. Sounds great.
Yeah, so I definitely foresee Juan. Yeah, he's got 41 Kazes in 26 matches. So I definitely foresee that happening again. So Juan, you keep doing what you do. Decimate everyone's team so I can win another championship. Please and thank you. All right.
What I will say before we move on here is he's got a Chaos Warrior strength busted.
Yeah.
So you know, obviously keep him, but that's 140 team value. That's kind of bloaty there.
Yeah.
So I would be firing him as soon as possible.
Yeah. I'd fire him after the first
guy,
game.
You can. Oh yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and the movement busted warrior, you can kind of live with it, but you know, move 4, he's a an expensive black orc at this point.
Right.
So I would other than that, I think this team looked really solid.
Yeah.
He's just got to clear up these injuries because they're he's got block and mighty blow, but he's not strength 4 anymore.
Right.
So
So it is holding him back. And then he did have a Mino on the team, but it did die. So he was using the Mino to clear the way for that strength 3 guy. But
okay. Well, he does have another 40k in cheerleaders and coaching assistants, so I would look into that as well, because that's I don't know. I don't typically field things like that. It's TV blow.
Yeah, I only do it in the playoffs and in the championship round when I know that who I'm playing. If my opponent doesn't have any, I'll get 1. So I'm, hedging my bets to win those events, because in overtime format, any type of additional reroll or fame matters. But in the regular season, when you're already 1670, Juan, I drop a reroll and drop both coaches and both cheerleaders, and you'll be a lot better off.
Well, the 4 rerolls is okay. He can be super aggressive because he's got 4 rerolls. He can use basically half of the game. He could use rerolls. So the 4 rerolls is alright.
But his whole team has blocks though, and then on top of that, you're giving your opponent an extra 60k. This isn't the team that wants to give their opponents anything. So dropping that.
He's got sure hands and pass as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So he doesn't. He doesn't need it. Yeah. So drop that's 60, 80.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's 100. So he dropped down to 1570. This team's a lot better off in the 1570 range than the 1670. So just something to think about, Juan. But yeah, like I said, keep being my agent of destruction. I definitely appreciate it. All right, so we're on to Malice Incorporated. This is my team. I'll let you talk about it.
So I've played against this team 2 or 3 times, and it's there's the phrase I want to say, but I won't. So we'll just say it's very difficult to play against this team. He's got multiple guard pieces. He's got his Goon Guardians are just massive players. They're hard to play against. the coach really does matter in this game, and you give him good players, and it's going to be tough. You know, he's got a block Tomb Guardian, and that's mighty. That's super mighty.
Yeah.
You know, you got two Guardians as well. Looks like, so you have a rookie Tomb Guardian. Did you have a death at one point?
No, he just hasn't leveled. The other three and the rest of the team have just shot out the gate running. So he literally has not. He hasn't gotten anything going.
So out of
everyone
the
else
15
does.
games you've played, that guy has one casualty. So
Yes,
that's,
exactly. Yeah.
That's tough. That's
Yeah.
tough sledding for him. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's got a nice tackle blitz draw. That's going to help with the dodgy pieces.
Yeah.
You know, got blitz draw guard. That's nice. Ooh, a movement dodge thrower. Oh yeah, I remember him. He's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
my
wrestle
guy.
throw raw. That's new. Yeah, that's wrestle. I like wrestle.
Yeah,
That gives that team another option. And you got that DP skeleton, which is nice.
Yeah.
Riding 13 players. Are you going to fire that skeleton and rehire one?
Depending on who I play. Depending on who I
Because
play.
you have 40k over the 150.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're
it
gonna have to
depends.
shave it anyway.
Right. But yeah. Yeah. So I'll think about it. If I need a reroll, I'll buy it. But it all depends. But yeah, this is one of my favorite teams already. They haven't even played a match in league play. But yeah, these three Tomb Guardians
They
shot out
control
of
the
the
whole
gate.
entire pitch, man.
Yeah, and the top two are close to leveling again. I
Can
can't
you
wait to
imagine
see what they
getting
roll.
another double and getting tackle
Dude,
on
yeah.
that Tomb Guardian?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that would be sick. Or getting
yeah.
strength. Oh my god.
Right,
Strength
I'm
on
hoping
Tomb
for
Guardian.
strength, dude. I'm hoping for strength. But I'm playing with house money. If he rolls normal, he gets guard, and then I have 4 guard. And then if the other one rolls a double and gets block, I'm set. If not, I can give him stand firm or break tackle. So it's gonna be a blast to play. I really love the dodge, movement, throw raw. I love the wrestle one. He'll get tackled next. I like having one as a defensive and then one as an offensive guy. There's going to be many more dirty player skeletons to come, so the sky's the limit for the team. They're super strong already. They're super trim. They're only 1410. So it's actually they're 1400.
1440.
Yeah, well,
1400. Yeah,
minus,
yeah.
So, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to play. I should be able to usher in an age of misery and despair. It'll be good.
Some of these captains
So moving on to John. John's bringing in Chaos Dwarves. He got tired of getting beat up with his Wood Elves, so he's wanting to beat some
Goes
people
from one
up.
annoying team to another.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. Those who cannot coach Chaos Dwarves, so here we are, the first Chaos Dwarf team. And,
Or Wood Elves.
Yeah, or Wood Elves, or Lizards
Just
Men,
kidding.
or Dwarves. I'm not kidding at all. So we got we got 2 break tackle block Bull Centaurs, one with guard. We got 4 Mighty Blow, we got 4 guard, and 4 strength 4 players. In the
Yeah, this
form
team.
of, yeah.
Yeah, and that injury is just an agi busted Chaos Dwarf.
Yeah, it literally does
so
not matter.
that's not a big deal there.
Yeah,
So he's strength 4, so that's gonna make up for that. You're not gonna be dodging him anyway. So
no. He's going to
yeah,
be
I like this
controlling.
team.
Yeah.
He needs another player.
Yeah.
He's only got what, 2 hobgoblins?
Yeah, only got,
Or
no,
he's
3.
got 3.
He's got 3. Well, you can
Yeah,
count it as 2 because that one's going to be carrying the ball. So on offense, he really only has 2 free hobgoblins.
Yeah.
How do you feel about both bulls going block, break, tackle?
It kind of gives you an idea of what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So it kind of tips your hand on
Right.
how you're going to play. So
Right.
it kind of looking like he's going to be dodging his centaurs, and he's going to be relying on them to really carry the load for this team.
Yeah.
Now he does have the guard, dwarf players, so that's going to support them nicely.
Right.
So yeah, that's what it looks like to me. It's just he's going to be leaning on those bulls quite frequently.
Yeah. And it's funny, he went Mighty Blow first on every single Chaos Dwarf blocker, except the one that got strength. John is a huge proponent of being against people who take Mighty Blow first. He did it right away, so it was all intentional. He wanted to bring this team in. So we'll see how he does. He should do well.
It's a solid team.
Yeah.
It's dwarves, so it's going to be really hard to knock them down, and he's going to be able to just throw a ton of block dice. So you can be pretty confident in that. So
yeah. Whoever plays him is definitely going to be careful. You don't want to base, but him only having 11 players is going to be an issue. Speaking of issue, we have your team. That joined last season at the tail end of last season, which we were thankful for, so we didn't have to have any AI matches.
I'm looking forward to
we got 4 Mighty Blow, we got 4 Stand Firm, we got 4 Guard, we have a Strength Blitzer, and we got Mr. Throw down here, who I never take because I hate the Orc Thrower, but he is a super player on your team. How do you feel about your chances at 1 qualifying, and then do you have any aspirations further than that in your second season?
Well, I'm just looking to get my first win. I played 2 games at the tail end of last season, and I ended up drawing both of those games. So definitely just looking at getting my first win, and I want to be a pesky player, and I've got that Blodge Stand Firm Black Orc, so I'm gonna be really pesky with that player. So I got the dirty player lineman as well. So I'm looking at if I stay healthy, I'm going to be looking at getting a 13th player, riding on 13.
Are you good? How early are you looking to add that player?
It's going to depend on. I want to save some money because I want to, in case someone dies or whatever, I can quickly replace a player. So it'll probably be 2 matches or whatnot down the road, depending on. Yeah, because my fan factor is really low. So, I'm not going to be making a whole lot of money, so I just got to try and stay healthy and just keep it straightforward. So
right. And then those kickoff events are going to be a little scary with you not having the fame the majority of the time. Mainly pitch invasion. Pitch invasion kills orcs. I hate it. It's probably between that and throw a rock were my 2 most hated events. So barring that, I think you'll dominate most of your matches. You shouldn't have much of an issue. So very strong team. Definitely looking to see you qualify. So we move on to the Tormentors of Death. This is my guy Aaron. This is my tabletop buddy. This is my Blood Bowl nephew here. I'm trying to teach him the way. So he's got 4 rerolls, 2 cheerleaders, 2 assistants. I think he was so fixated on getting the 1450. Aaron said be nice to his team. We're not going to be nice about anything. So he's got to get rid of that. He's got to get rid of those 2. Huh?
Yeah, so how many skills was he allowed to have here?
So he's got 4, 5, 6. He's got 7. He's got the 7. So it was 7 skills. And then if they wanted a stat up or in the jail, or if they wanted a stat up or a double, they could. He went with the 7 skills, which was smart. So I like the team. I like the tackle. I never go to a tournament without tackle. So many people do. I can't do it. I never leave home without tackle. So he's got tackle
at least
the
one
Wolf.
player.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of top players don't believe in tackle. They choose frenzy over tackle, which coming from console, asinine. So I can't get behind that. But Aaron smartly has 2 tackle. He's got the block. I like that he went mighty blow on the Wolf. So that literally dictates what direction he's going in. I like that he didn't spend both skills on the flesh golems. He just did one, just to help him progress, and then hope that the other one progresses. Went with the sure hands ghoul, which is good. The ghoul should be carrying the ball. Don't do what everyone else does and carry it on the Wolf. It's a waste. So, no, I definitely like the team. That tackle probably should have been mighty blow or guard, just to help his progression, because it is a custom team. So he's stuck at 6. He can get tackled down the line, and yeah, like Aaron said, the Wolves are his killers, which is perfect. I just would have went either mighty blow or guard on the white, just to get some more punching power, because you're gonna have to remove people. You can't really outrun. So
yeah, so what I would have done is, if I had this team, I would have put block on the flesh golem that has mighty blow, and I would have put mighty blow on the white.
yeah,
You get more of the reliability from the flesh golem, because he's got strength 4.
right.
And you know, if you're going to be throwing a lot of blocks, and you're going to feel more confident if he has a block.
Yeah.
And you know, you give mighty blow to your white, and that's going to help him level up, and he'll be blitzing. And you have know, you have tackle with your werewolf, so if you absolutely have to tackle something, you got your wolf there. So that's the only real thing I would have done.
Yeah, no, that's
just
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like I said, he's gonna be just fine. I know he went the 4th reroll. Aaron, trust me, you don't need it. So again, same thing we said with Vorak. That's 70, 80, 90. That's 110K you could have spent in players. Imagine that deep of a roster in your first season. You're going to be fouling all over the place. You're going to scare a lot of people. So just keep that in mind, you know, moving forward.
He could have dropped a reroll and a cheerleader and bought 2 more zombies and have 15 players.
Yeah, and that team's a lot scarier at 15, because you know when something goes on the ground, it's going to get fouled. It doesn't matter who it is or what piece it is. So, Aaron, just keep that in mind moving forward. I love the team, though.
It's a great
very good team. Yeah, it's a lot better than the mixed team that you made a couple seasons ago. So you are learning. So now this is Aaron's buddy, who was really excited to join. He had taken a break from Blood Bowl. He came back, so Aaron helped him with the team build.
Interesting.
Yeah, smartly leveled the Tomb Guardians, all of them. I like that, and I like that he didn't go all mighty blow, which was, you know, it's a trap. He said the mixed team, the mixed league caught him unprepared. Yeah, I know it did. I love the agility throw raw, and then both blitzes with tackle. So again, this is nitpicking.
5 rerolls, man, too.
Yeah. So this is nitpicking, but I can justify 4 with Kimry. I can't justify 5. There's nothing wrong with being under the TV. Like I said, you're already gonna be under most teams. So to be even more under, you get even more inducements. These undead teams thrive off of inducements. You want to at least have a bribe every match. So
yeah, because he could have easily dropped that reroll and that cheerleader and grabbed 2 more players.
Exactly.
Like
again, again.
15 players.
Yeah, 15 players on Kimry is terrifying. 15 players on Necro, terrifying. You don't need the double tackle here, just because you're stunting both of their growth. That could have been 1 tackle, 1 mighty blow, 1 tackle, 1 guard, and it would have been a flawless team, skill-wise.
if you have that 15 players, you give one of your skeletons a dirty player.
Right.
You're
Right.
sitting on 14, 50 team value with a dirty player and 15 players.
Yeah.
You get your
Yeah,
bribe, and you're just ready to go.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. And you're not caring what team you play, what matchup you're doing. You know that you're going to have a chance. So, yes,
It's an interesting team build.
Yeah, it is. Just again, moving forward, think about where you want to be at season's end, and you want to be at season's end knowing that you're going to have a bribe in the back pocket, you're going to have a full roster, and you're going to have punching power. So again, it's not a bad team. But
and looking at it now, he could have easily put agility on one of his blitz raws, and that makes that team have a dual scoring threat.
Yeah.
Or triple scoring threat. He's got 2 throw raws.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. So again,
interesting.
Yeah.
I like
very interesting. So this is my boy Strange. We traveled to all of our tourneys, both state and out of state. He was the one that quit last season. So yep. So he gets to have that shame on stream. But he came back. He's going with this is his team. This is his squad, Nurgle. He loves Nurgle and Warhammer. He loves them on tabletop. He loves them in the game. So let's see what he has. He's got a beast, a naked beast, which is fine. A fresh beast is just as dangerous as a level 2 beast. He's got the Mighty Blow Claw Warrior. I like that he followed up with 2 block, because you are going to need some reliability, even though it's boring. And he's got a guard, and he's got 2 heads, extra arms. So I like this team coming in. I really do. It's low TV. You're going to have inducements. You have killing potential. You have all your positionals. And I like that he left the Pestigors open to grow on their own. So this team can go in any direction that he wants. How do you feel about it?
Absolutely. Yep. No, I completely agree. I mean, he was allowed, 1450 team value was the cap?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, he put it down to 1370, so he, he knows the average is 1450, so he's guaranteed almost 100K in most of his matches.
Right.
So he's going to be rolling with bribes and, maybe wizards and things like that. So he's got, that Nurgle warrior there. That's going to be
sweet.
As long as he can protect him, and he's got to, level him up as soon as possible to get him block. That way.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Can you? It's annoying having a killer that don't have block.
Right.
And he gets knocked down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not the end of the world, I guess, but if you're blitzing someone with block and you get knocked down, it's really annoying. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But no, I agree with you. This team is dangerous. That Pestigor with 2 heads and extra arms, that's a dangerous player.
Yeah, he's darn near a star player. If he gets movement, he's literally a star player. So, no, I like the team. This is definitely a team built for 3 seasons of play. So he did well. He may struggle early on, but any permanent removal that he gets on people, he's gonna enjoy it, because I know how he is. So let's go to Mr. Perfect's team. He lost to Keonard in the semifinals. That's the farthest he's ever made it in the league. So big congratulations to him. He had a bet with John to choose a squishy team because he had been playing bashy teams. So give him credit. He went with a squishy team. He went with a team he's not used to running at all, and he built them pretty well for someone who's never ran them. How do you feel about this team?
Oh, this team is going to be... Oh, it's the variance he's going to have. These blitzers. He's going to need these blitzers to be... I like how he went Mighty Blow on one and Claw on the other.
I do too, yeah.
That way, he's got the reliability of, that's a dwarf, I'm going to hit him. That's a squishy player, I'm going to Mighty Blow him. Yeah, I like that, and he's got 14 players, which is nice.
Yeah.
He's got 3 the apothecary.
Rerolls. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if this were me, again, just, SPP management, skill allocation are my 2 best assets. If I'm going Underworld, and I have 7 skills afforded to me, I'm going Mighty Blow Claw on both blitzers. I'm not even playing around. I'm not, yeah, because you already are. You're gonna have to anyway. I'm not messing around with the Skaven linemen. I don't care about them. Their budget's at 50K. I'm going Mighty Blow Claw on both. That's 4 skills. I'm going Block on the Troll. That's 5. I'm going Extra Arms on the Thrower. That's 6. And then whoever I like, probably 2 heads or big hand on a Goblin. That's 7. And I'm sitting pretty. And whoever I play is going to feel this team. But again, it's not a bad team build at all. I know what he was going for. He doesn't want the Skaven to get removed because he knows the Goblins will get removed. But just
it's very reliable.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block.
Yeah.
You know, the blitzers came with block, so no, it's very reliable. He's going to be able to throw as many blocks as he wants. You know, at impunity. You know,
Yeah.
set up at the line of scrimmage, get 3 die blocks with his troll. He's got blocks, so he's going to be ready to pound. So.
Yep. No, I like the team. It's way under. It's got 14 players. This is what the Kimry team should have looked like, and this is what my boy Aaron's team should have looked like. But again, they don't have bad teams. But this is trim, and it still has some weight to it. So I really like that team. Well done, Mr. Perfect. GR, he made it to the semifinals. Lost to me on turn 16. That was a really close match. Now he's with High Elves. He's not an elf coach. Again, he's trying something new. And I like how he built the team as well. He's way under. But he's got reliability, and he's got strength, and he's got throwing ability. He's got movement. How do you feel about this team's chances compared to the Dark Elves?
I like this team, but with this team, I would be leaning more towards agility.
Yeah.
It's nice having the strength, but having an imagine having an agility catcher.
Right.
Agility 5.
Right.
You know, he's got block. I mean, that catcher there with wrestle and strip ball, that's pretty nice for sure.
Yeah.
But I think agility over strength would be what I lean towards. I like how he did. Well, his thrower has leader.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting.
He's got 3 rerolls, which is good. He's got 3. The only it's not bad. I'm with you though. The agility 5 catcher with dodge. I tend to give my high elves dodge over block, not universally, but the first 2 or 3, because if I'm playing dwarves, right, the dodge isn't going to matter. But if I'm playing anyone else, the dodge definitely is going to matter. I don't want, even if I have block, you know, I'm still based on that. I don't want to be based. With the dodge, I can do whatever I want reliably and not have to tap into those rerolls. So a strength 5, an agility 5 catcher would have been great, and then I would have loved to see either 1 or 2 dodge catchers instead of block. But again, it's not a bad team at all.
For me, I would have went, which, you know, this build should work. It's got reliability with it, but you know, with my catchers, I'm giving them all dodge instead of block. They would have dodge. Because they're agility 4, and if you're dodging on a 2, you know, don't roll a 1, and if you do, you get to roll it again. So the likelihood of rolling snakes is very unlikely. It comes up every now and then, but they suffer just like Dark Elves do early on. Is you have your positionals, but they don't have dodge, so you end up eating through your rerolls, putting you in horrible positions, and then it just steamrolls. So moving forward, you gotta, with 7 skills of fortitude, you gotta get some dodge out there. I know why you went with block, but
just hone into that elf mentality, get you some dodge, and you'll be fine moving forward. Another Dark Elf team. This is Keonard. He and I played in the finals with his Skaven, and the Dice Lord himself has gone with Dark Elves. He's not typically a Dark Elf coach, but
nasty roster.
He wanted to try something different. He sent me a bunch of messages, so I'm happy he went Dark Elves. Like I said, this is my team, and I really can't wait to see what he does with them. I know he's going to play them aggressive like he plays all his teams, so I'm actually excited to watch his games this season.
Yeah, I love how he did not go with a runner.
Yes, thank you.
I do not like runners on this team.
Runners suck. Yeah, no.
And plus, I like, having armor 8. He's got only 2 armor 7 players, and they're his witch elves.
Yeah.
But those blitzers, they're going to be so good. He's going to be leaning on them really well.
He went dodge just like we've been saying throughout the whole thing. And the other elf teams take note. You're going to see him do a lot of things to you, and then you're going to get frustrated. But it's because he has the built-in dodge that he can even attempt it. So,
right. And in this case here, the only thing I would have done different, I like the strength 4 with leap. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But what I would have done is given that other witch elf block.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
And you'd have your different players.
Yeah, you almost have to give her blocks so she can have an easier time to level. With wrestle, she's going to have a hard time. So now you're looking at two ball sackers, 2 dedicated ball sackers, and everything is going to go through your blitzers and or your linemen. So she's going to get left behind, and then all of a sudden you're going to find yourself in really bad matchups really quickly. So yeah, she had to go block.
Well, in that case too, she could be your ball carrier if she has
block.
Right.
Right.
And then you don't have because with this team you're going to put the ball carrier as a blodger.
Yeah.
Well, so
no. If it were me, I play my Dark Elves. My lineman is my ball carrier, because I want everyone else to harass and screen and whatnot. So my ball carrier is my lineman, and then I know I'm not scoring on him. I'm throwing passes, and I'm scoring on my block witch elf, which is what I would have had in this spot if it were my team. So he may want to have his witch elf be the ball carrier just so he can throw passes and try to get her to level up and make her useful. So that's the only flaw in this team that I see. It's the best elf team that we've seen. So hats off to Keonard. I know you don't play him, but I'm excited to see what you do with them. And then my boy Sam, another one of my tabletop buddies, local. We actually met when I hosted my tabletop tournament, and then he and I have been tight ever since. So he's bringing his orcs. I've been on him about playing competitive teams, not silly teams. Really happy that he listened. So he brought in a fresh orc team, and I like the build a lot. He wanted to be aggressive, and he wanted to control. So he's got that with this team. I like the guard. He's got 3. I like the mighty blow, and he's got the reliability in the block, and he's got the ball carrier blitzer. So I don't see much of a problem with this squad. What about you?
I like it. The troll is. I know the troll is a player that really kind of bugs me on an orc team, because I get to a point where I need him to move to, stick the guard in somewhere, and then he rolls a 1, and then it kind of foils your plans. So, but some people are different when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I like the reliability of not having a troll, but he's got the troll. He's got guard, so
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
So his skills that he took was what? Sure hands, dodge,
Always,
mighty blow,
Joe.
mighty blow,
Well, how about
guard, guard,
pressure
guard. Yep.
blast
So
off
I like
Yeah.
how he went guard on 3 players.
Yeah, for sure.
He's only got 1,300 TV, so
Yeah.
he's got pretty low team value there.
Yeah.
So I think it'll this team will be able to progress, especially those mighty blow black orcs. They'll be
Right.
able to
Right.
be able to punch some things in the face. And
Yeah. No, I really like what he chose to do with this team. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to pilot this team. I always start with the orc on my troll on my orc teams to get that punching power and just abuse the strength. So much of Blood Bowl is abusing the assets that you have available to you, and so many Lizardmen coaches, the reason why they fail to win is that they don't abuse what they have. They play passively. And Lizardmen being the most oppressive team in the game, you know, if these coaches would just understand that you have to have a domineering style of play with them, I think they'd win a lot more championships. And the same thing goes into the orc style of play. Starting off with the troll is a really good point of intent for me. So I always start with the troll. I do end up getting rid of it. Like when my team that I just played with last season, I think I hired and fired 3 trolls during that last season. But it is a useful asset if you know how to use them. And the built-in mighty blow and the strength 5 is just huge. So I really like the team. There's just going to be orcs with inducements, which is going to be scary, and he's got the punching power. So it's not going to be your normal easy road to victory with that team, against that team. So those are all 14. So let's start the season, and let's see who we get. Oh no. Okay. We're gonna ignore that. That didn't happen. Alright, let's try this again. Oh no. Alright, well so this is the record, this is the schedule. So we got South Bay Bombers versus, so humans versus Lizardmen, right next to each other. Okay, we got Nurgle's Rot versus Vorak. We got the, again right next to each other. So we got Dark Elves versus that Mighty Blow infested Chaos team. We got
Mighty blow infested, I like that.
Yeah. We got myself versus John. That'll be good. That'll be good to slow John down early. I like that. It looks like the schedule just played out straight down the middle, just because of the way that everything. Yeah. So everyone that's everyone is right next to each other is playing each other. So you're playing Aaron.
Yep.
So that's gonna be tough for Aaron right away. Aaron, you just just buckle up for that one.
He's got 200K in inducements already.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I'm feeling the bribe.
Yeah.
Bribe and I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah. So we got that. Aaron's buddy is playing Strange, so he's playing the Nurgle team, Kermit versus Nurgle. Mr. Perfect is playing the High Elves. That'll be a good one. We may have to cast that one. And then Keonard is playing the Orcs. So very interesting matchups. Week 1. Who are you picking to win each matchup here? So we have humans and lizardmen.
Okay, I think the humans are going to take that one down.
All right.
Because if I remember correctly, they had a ton of tackle, didn't they?
Yeah. They had the 3 mighty blow tackle and 5 mighty blow total. They got the speed, so the lizardmen can't outrun them. And depending on how the humans play, it's going to be all pressure all day long. So yeah, I think the humans take that unless they do something catastrophic, like just start out by basing the source for no reason. So then we got Dark Elves and Chaos. You saw the Dark Elves play quite a bit last season. You didn't get to see Juan play. So knowing what you know about them, who are you picking in this one?
The Dark Elves, they're going to have inducements quite a bit here. It looks like they're going to have 2 journeymen. So that's what 1440.
Yeah, so 1440 versus the 1670. Yeah.
So from what I'm looking at right here, the Chaos team does not have any
They
tackle
don't have
whatsoever.
tackle. No tackle.
So if he takes a wizard, maybe a wizard and a babe, I think this is going to be a close game.
Yeah. So then how? A lot of people see 150 and go instant wizard.
With the elves having a wizard, that's got to be what he does, because he can bolt somebody, bolt the ball, and then he's got the ball, and since he's got blodge and he doesn't have any tackle, it's going to be really difficult to. And he doesn't have wrestle either.
But you also got to factor in he's only got 2 blitzers.
He's only got 2 blitzers.
Yeah, he's only got 2 blitzers. So that the threat of the wizard has greatly diminished. The vast majority of his team is movement 6, and he doesn't have a lot of blodge on his team either. So I don't think Juan's going to have that much trouble knocking him down. I mean, 6s do happen, and Juan has the horns, and he's got all the rerolls. So Black Eyes only has 3 blodgers, and it's not like all 3 blodgers are going to be free all the time, because the team is pretty meager right now. So I think
could be an inducement he takes as well, is he could pick up an extra blitzer, a mercenary blitzer, and give him dodge, and then he's got another blodge piece. And he's got loner, so he's got to be careful with how he uses them. But that's an inducement. Another route he could take as well if the wizard's not what you think it what you think it is.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's that's going to be a tough call for him, because he only gets, like I said, and if Juan trims his team, he's not going to get anything. So that's going to be a tough one.
And I like getting that blitzer too, because if he did, he's getting 2 journeymen on top of that. So he's going to be sitting on 12 players going into the matchup.
Exactly.
It's going to look a lot better for him.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so you're going with who in that one?
I think Chaos. I think they narrowly win. I think it'll be 2-1 win. I think 2-1 will be the score.
Yeah. I'm going Chaos as well. Nothing against you, Black Eyes. It's just that much Mighty Blow is going to be rough. We got
missing your awesome blitzer. It doesn't hurt.
Right.
It doesn't help either. So.
All right, so we got myself versus John. Who are you picking?
Team value is very similar.
Yep.
So for you, you've got some team value you can trim here.
Yep.
So you don't have to trim a whole lot.
No.
Because actually you don't have to trim at all, because.
I just buy one, and I'm still the same. I just buy a skeleton. I'm 1440.
So kind of looking at the teams, I think you have the strength advantage.
Yep.
And I mean, it's going to depend on how the Bull Centaurs, if they play well, you could probably get yourself into a couple spots. He's got a bunch of guard, but I don't see anything that he's got that's going to be able to. It'll be a low-scoring game. I think it'll be 1-0, 1-0.
Yep.
I think I'd pick your team 1-0.
Well, that was a smart choice. I was going to say, you're in the party with the commissioner, and I'm the man that pays you for these, so you definitely made the right choice picking me.
I don't get paid. I do this for free. So let's remember that. But no, I honestly, it's going to depend on his centaurs. Like, he could easily, break a tackle. and to get dodge away and get a big blitz on you and whatnot.
It's funny you said
know.
that, because that's literally what he did. So he and I played already. He and I placed off in the preseason, and it was 1-1, but it was 1-1 only because his Bull Centaur did a 5+, 4+, triple GFI to score. So I bullied him all match. Got 44 blocks on him. He had to rely on that play to even score on his half. So
what I didn't notice is he only has one reroll.
Yeah, I was waiting on you to keep that. Yeah,
I did not notice that when I was covering this
team.
I
was wondering. Yeah.
Only having the one reroll, I think that is not enough. You're going to be rolling one double skull, and you're completely foiled, and you're going to have to do a reroll. So it's if I would have seen, I didn't see that earlier.
Yeah.
Forgive me about that. But
no.
I like your team 1-0. I think 1-0 would be a deal there, and plus he won't get inducements, so he won't be able to really do much. He's got 90k, so he could easily he could pick up a bribe. He's got
John has been known to panic when playing me and spend his own treasury. So we'll see what he does when it comes to game
that's
time.
something you can think about. You can trim your 40k, and then you'd get 20k, and then he would then have to spend it. He wouldn't be able to get the bribe.
Right. I'm more so guarding against the babe. I don't like giving players babes, especially dwarf-based teams babes, because if I get lucky enough to get a KO, I want to have a decent chance of keeping them off. So I may just dump the 40 and Ivan by the skeleton. Yeah, just so I would be the underdog. So we'll see, but that's where I'm leaning. All right, so you're picking me. I'm gonna pick myself. Yeah, I'm picking myself too, just because I feel like I already played them, and I controlled the match. So we got you and Aaron. This is gonna be you're gonna take him out to the woodshed in this one. Yeah, there's not much Aaron's gonna be able to do. Inducement wise, definitely could change the game, but Aaron's gonna have to focus on positioning, and he and I have talked about this before. He's gonna have to focus on positioning. Aaron, get rid of those cheerleaders and assistants. Well, you can't because you started the season, but after the first game, get rid of them, and then you'll have more inducements moving forward. But I think it's unanimous. You got the better team. Aaron's going to have to be in contact with you, so it's going to be rough sledding. So we got.
It's also going to depend too how his wolves do. Because if he can, if he can tackle, one of my black orcs and get him armor break and remove some black orcs, he's got a chance.
But he doesn't have the guard to do that though. So that's why I say it's not. The wolves are going to be put in harm's way. That's why it's going to have to come down to inducements, and even then it's going to have to be high rolling. So I think you're definitely the favorite in that one. Kimry and Nurgle. This one will be a lot tighter. We got the stout Kimry team with the 5 rerolls versus the trim Nurgle. Only 80k difference.
He'll be picking up a babe probably.
Yeah. He's not gonna have a choice. Yeah, it's gonna be babe. He can't get anything else. He's not gonna buy a router. So is the babe gonna be enough to turn the tide against this Kimry team?
I don't think, honestly, I don't think a babe is, like, even if he didn't have a babe, I think I like his team a little better.
Do you?
He's got the removal power, the Claw Mighty Blow, Nurgle Warrior, and he has guard. So, he's he's going to have to be very careful, the Kimry team, with his Tomb Guardians, and not separate them, keep them together as much as he can, because if he gets isolated with Claw Mighty Blow,
Did you know?
he could easily remove the Tomb Guardians.
Now, Strange does have a tendency to let his killers get hit back in retaliation, so he's going to have to guard against that, especially against this team, because they have the strength, the guard, and the Mighty Blow. So it's going to be a real tight one to see if he can restrain himself. He lives for removals. And
oh, absolutely. And for this team, he's going to have to target the Tomb Guardians. If he can target those Tomb Guardians, you know, blitz the Tomb Guardians, do normal blocks against the skeletons, try and get those players out of the game, Claw Mighty Blow those Tomb Guardians as much as possible. I think if he can remove, you know, one of the Tomb Guardians in the first half, he's going to be sitting really good. Especially if there's an injury.
Yeah, but I think the Kimry have the advantage because that beast is that beast is also gonna be called into duty early and often, and it's gonna be a liability. And even if it isn't a liability, it still isn't doing much. So I think Kimry are gonna win this one. It's gonna be close, but Kimry have more tools to work with than that Nurgle team. So picking Kimry, you're going Nurgle.
I'm gonna go Nurgle. Yep.
So Mr. Perfect with his Underworld versus GR's High Elves. We both raved, we both raved about the Underworld team. I'm picking Mr. Perfect. He tasted his best playoff success he's ever tasted in this league. Talking to him personally, I know he's excited. And he wants to get right back there. So I think he's going to want to set the tone week 1. And I think he's going to be happy to be playing the Elves that elected to not go dodge. And he was prepared for it anyway with his tackle and his multiple block and wrestle. So I think this is Underworld all the way.
Oh, you say it's Underworld's going to win this one?
Oh, yeah.
I am going to go out on a limb here.
You definitely are.
It's going to be a draw.
A draw?
This game will be a 1-1 draw. I think the Elves will be able to score.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to get the ball, they'll score, and then they won't, you know, Underworld won't have a chance to score back.
Yeah.
And then the second half, they're going to remove a bunch of Elves, then they're going to punch it in, and they're not going to have time to turn over the Elves, and I think it's going to be a draw.
Really? How confident are you? How confident are you in this draw? If you had to put, you know,
percentages, I would say 70%.
70%.
I'm pretty confident. There's going to be a draw at some point in this league.
Yeah.
So I think this game is going to be a draw.
So if it isn't a draw, would you throw your next game as a penalty?
No, of course not.
Oh, all right. So what you're saying is you're not that confident. All right, got it. All right,
I'm pretty confident, but you don't want me to be throwing games.
No, I
want me throwing games.
If you're that confident, you have nothing to lose. But you didn't want to put that out there. It's fine.
Oh man, I one of these games is going to be a draw. There's going to be a draw.
I think there's going to be a lot.
Games.
Yeah. You saw how many ties we had last season.
Yep.
So there were like 3 draws in the same week.
Yep. And also too, what we didn't really cover is there's no tackle from the Elves, so he's going to be able to use those goblins, and he's going to be able to expose them a little bit.
Yep.
And it's going to be harder to bring them down.
Yeah.
So he'd be able to hide his killers.
Right.
And he doesn't have dodge, so he doesn't have to tackle anybody. He doesn't have dodge, so he can just pick up. Oh, blitz this guy! And then he can use a goblin for an assist and go in and punch someone. He's got a block troll too.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. And he's going to be fouling. So like I said, I'm going Mr. Perfect. You're going a draw. But you're not confident in the draw, so that's fine. Keonard and the Orc team. Knowing what I know about Keonard, knowing that he's just gonna swarm the Orcs, and Sam doesn't do well against agility teams that put pressure on. So I think Keonard's Keenar's hyper-aggressive playstyle, and he knows he's hyper-aggressive. He watches the recaps, so he hedged his bets with the dodge. I think I'm going to go Keenar. I'm going to go 3-0 in this one.
Oh, 3-0.
Yeah, I'm putting a score with. I'm definitely attaching a score to this. It's nothing against Sam. Sam knows he's my guy. I talk to him like every day, but I think it's going to be Keenar 3-0. It's just too much blodge, and like I said, Sam doesn't do well with spacing when it comes to agility teams. So I think Keenar's going to have this one, but it's also going to backfire on him because he's going to be riding that high, and then when it doesn't happen against other teams, he will get frustrated. So Keenar's going to win this one, but I think that this will also hurt him moving forward. How do you see it?
I'm going to go out and I'm going to say there's going to be an upset. There's going to be an upset this week, and the Orc team is going to surprise this Dark Elf team.
You're picking the Orc. Now, does this have anything to do with the fact that
I'm not throwing no games. I ain't throwing no games. But you know, there's got to be an upset at some point. So I like the build of the Orcs.
Oh yeah.
I really do. And he's got a blodge ball carrier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, does the Dark Elves have tackle? They have tackle.
No,
they do not.
No, they don't have tackle. But they do. I mean, they got two Russell.
Never went onto the field.
Yep. So I
and
like
they
the
got
blodge
frenzy,
ball
so-
carrier.
Yeah.
So I like that. And their inducement package, you know, they could do wizard, or you know, they could pick up a mercenary and give that mercenary tackle.
Yeah, but
You know,
he has max positional, so you have to be alignment with tackle, which you aren't going to do. So the mercenary's not really on the table. He can't keep up with the Dark Elves. So
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
it's going to be either a wizard or a bribe. I mean, if there's going to be an upset,
I just like the build of this Orc team.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah,
And,
I don't
you know,
see an upset happening at all this week, though. I really
Well, hell,
don't.
I might lose my game against Necro. Who knows?
That's not going to happen. I know Aaron too well.
I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going with Orcs. They're going to win. They're going to win 2-1. They're going to win 2-1.
2-1. You know what? And we're going to keep track of these for the entire season. And then we're definitely going to be
absolutely. I'm going to be.
We're definitely going
to.
Yeah. There will be something attached to this at the end of the season. Whoever wins, whoever loses. So, whatever happens, it's going to be a great season. We got a huge variety of teams, which I love. I haven't played Kimry in years. They're partial to me because that's the first team I ever qualified with in Champ Ladder. Even when I thought I'd never qualify in Champ Ladder, I was really down, and I just, threw caution to the wind. I chose Kimry. I got so tired of seeing orcs and dwarves and lizardmen, and they were the one team I could think of that could handle all three. So it's been a long time, but I'm happy to be back with them.
And they're not fun to play against. I'll say that.
Yeah. So I love that. I'm happy to see Strange back with his Nurgle. Happy to see Aaron and his buddy in the league. I think they're gonna have a lot of fun here. Happy to see Mr. Perfect with a team he doesn't play. GR with a team he doesn't play. Key and I with a team he doesn't play. It's gonna be a really good time here, and we'll see whose team can make it to the championship. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank Boz for hopping on again. It's been another successful stream, and we will see you guys later.